What up, y'all? This is TJ Stoops for the Hear Me Out podcast, and I'm with player 273, Darylle. Darylle, please introduce yourself for the people.
Hey guys, it's Daryl here. I'm a Canadian game designer and dancer, dance studio owner. Yeah, excited to be here.
Yeah, straight to the point as usual. But I would want to talk to you about the difficulties of red light, green light, because we can tell people over and over again how difficult it was, but to hear it for so many other people, I think they start to understand, but they can't fully understand. So, give me your point of view of the red light, green light game.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely feel like I had a bit more of a challenge for that one. First of all, I'm 4 foot 11, so like my stride is just naturally shorter. Also, I had a knee injury during the games that I kind of
Wow, I didn't know that.
yeah, so
Wow,
I like hid that from production so that I could get on the show anyways.
wow,
So like
Was that
running was
significant?
that's crazy. Was it
what's
significant?
that?
Was
Was
it
it
significant?
significant?
Yeah, like I had a 1 inch piece of cartilage like dislocated in my knee that had to be removed from surgery. So it was pretty intense. Um,
Wow.
Wow.
yeah, and so like red light, green light, I just thought, I'll just kind of jog my way through. Like I don't have to be crazy fast, but I had no idea that that was going to take like 9 hours.
I
And
think nobody did.
I think nobody did.
what's that?
I
I
think
think nobody
nobody did.
did. Not one person did.
Yeah. I mean, there's some people like Tayo who just kind of like, I don't know, what did he get through in like 3 hours or something like that? But I was there till the very, very end with like Leanne, Trey, Dr. Rick, and all those guys. With like, I
Me.
don't know if I want to jump all the way to the end right now, but
With the
Oh
light
man.
green, right?
Um,
yeah,
Did you see that unfortunate incident that happened to all 32 people that got
yeah,
squid?
yeah. I feel like I'm the cause of that.
What?
Like, I don't need to make it a little about myself, but what happened was we had like I don't remember the exact number, maybe 20 seconds left on the clock. And I'm looking around and I'm like, hey guys, we can make it. We have to sprint. And at this point, we're like 9 hours deep, 8.5 hours deep. So we were allowed to like move our upper body a little bit and talk during the breaks. And I'm like here cheering everybody on, saying like we have to run. We're not going to get another shot at this. Like every round so far has been like 15, 20 seconds for the run. And if we don't go now, we're all going to die. Like we're not going to make it across. And so everybody's like amped up, ready to get go all the way across before the countdown hits. And so when the doll starts singing and we start running, all of a sudden she's singing faster than usual. And I'm not a very fast runner, and also the whole injury thing and the short
Yeah.
legs. And and I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. And so my instinct was just stop. And I stopped like maybe 3 feet before the line with 3 seconds left on the clock. And my face just dropped. I'm like, oh, like I don't know if I can swear on here, but I'm like, I am such an idiot. Like, I can't believe this. I got this far. I could have made it across with everybody else who I just cheered on to make it across, and I stopped. I'm like, I honestly felt like defeated and like this vast distrust in myself that why did I give up? Like I could have made it across the line and now like we're not going to get another chance with these because it didn't stop at 3 seconds. I stopped and then it kept counting down. Yeah. And so I thought it was going to count down all the way to zero. And so that's when my face had dropped and said like oh shoot, like this is over for me. But then it stopped at 3 seconds. And so at that point I'm like, are we going to get another run at this? Because if there is, I can definitely cross a couple feet in 3 seconds. If we don't, then I'm toast and I should have run across with everybody else. And then that's when the whole annihilation happened with all of the players where it went like pop, 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 pop across.
Yeah, that must have
Um,
been really difficult to like. to stay focused, knowing that that many people got eliminated that quickly.
Yeah, it was super shocking. It was a lot of big emotions from like, I can't believe that just happened to them, to I can't believe I just stopped here. I could have made it across, to oh my God, if I had have gone across with them, I would have been there too, to like seeing people who got eliminated right there who you thought statistically from like characters in reality shows, you thought they would have made it, you know?
Definitely.
Um, and it was just such a shocking moment. Like, yeah, it's really hard to put that into words
Yeah.
how that all went. And then simultaneously, you see like Trey sitting there waiting for his mom. There's that emotional moment too. You see like Jimmy's back there. All of these people, like it. I'm having troubles like getting out how this whole thing felt, but it was just everything kind of collided into one from that whole 9 hours of running across that football field to those last 3 seconds and the stuff that happened in that
Wow.
period.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get it because I was part of the last group.
Oh yeah, you were there too. Yeah, that's right.
I was on the right side of the last group, and the dog definitely sped up, and I got caught in like
Yeah.
an awkward position because I had to stop myself.
Wait. Why didn't you cross? Because I feel like we had a similar thing there then.
Was because um I told my I know I was gonna probably go crazy, but I heard my wife say, "Don't get greedy, don't take it."
Mm,
And I just
mhm.
stopped, and I stopped. It was like literally maybe 2 feet, maybe a step and a
Yeah.
half.
Oh my God, we had such a similar experience right there.
Yeah, it was like, "Don't get greedy, don't get greedy." And then when he jumped, I was like, "Oh, shit!" And then I was sweating because I jumped, I flinched, and I thought I was gonna get eliminated.
Oh my God.
I
So
was scared to death.
you probably had that same feeling that I had of I should have just crossed when it was doing that ticking down, right?
Swear to
Oh,
God, I was eliminated because I was like
that's
this. I was like this.
yeah, you had to hold it for a while too after that.
That was the worst. Oh
Oh my
man.
God.
Oh, and that is being that we was in the same part, like all that cold is coming back, like giving me spine chill and all that shit. But okay. Love about red light, green light. Okay, let me go to the episode 3. Okay, episode 3. Warships, aka battleships. That must have been because you are a person who makes games,
Mhm.
like in the most literal sense. So you was like, yeah, I'm in the right room, right time. How did you
Yeah.
feel?
I was excited. Like when we walked, because everybody thought we were doing tug of war, and we were the last group to go. So we were in that white room for like hours, practicing all of our strategy for how we're going to win the tug of war. And like, I'm like, yeah, I got muscles. Just kidding, I don't. Um, and when we finally went into the room as the last group, and it was all black, and then you walk in and you all of a sudden see battleships. I mean, that's everybody's childhood game, not everyone's, but a lot. Um, and I was like, this is crazy. Like, I make board games. Um, this is such a like I was so happy to not have to do tug of war, even though I somehow landed on a good team, like of a lot of
Yeah,
strong people. I don't know how that happened. Um, Chad, it happened because of Chad. Super nice guy. He's like, yeah, come on in. I'm like, oh my
great guy. I mean,
God. Yeah. But when we had to pick the captains, uh, Brownie was Brownie volunteered and everybody agreed because she played a lot of battleships as a kid. And then we were kind of humming and hawing who should be the oh my God, what's it called?
a
The
lieutenant.
assistant cat. Yeah, the lieutenant. Yeah, it's been a while. And in my past, I've always been a very shy person with a lot of social anxiety. And that's been a massive part of the journey in my life, if not the biggest journey in my life. And going onto this reality show was like, I literally said it in my casting process. I'm like, this is my final test to see if I'm actually over it. Like, can I just be me in an environment where I'm not afraid of how people think of me? I'm not afraid of like what to say and just be myself and not have anxiety. And then all of a sudden I'm in this environment where I'm like, shit, this is literally like my arena. And I had this moment of, do I go this way or do I go that way? Do I just sit back and there were people already volunteering to be the lieutenant. And I'm like, I could just sit back, get in a boat, have a 50-50 chance of walking, probably more than 50% chance of walking through to the next episode. But I just had this moment of realization, like, oh, it's not being on the show that's my test. Like, this is my test. Am I brave enough to volunteer myself, not just to have more risk than everybody else and not moving forward, but to literally be on the stage and have people watching me and making my decisions and saying stuff. And I wish I had have said more. Like me and Brownie were kind of like whispering and try to not say things because we didn't want the other team to hear. But that's my one regret, is like we should have been more vocal and had more fun in that process. But I felt like this episode was me literally being faced with the challenges in life that I wanted to face next. And so I just said to everybody, you know, I make games. I'm a strategist. Like outside of making games, I love doing escape rooms, and I'm an entrepreneur. I own businesses. I love strategy. And with Squid Game and all of the twists and turns, what if there's something new with this? What if it's not classic Battleship? What if there's something else? Do you want two people who have a lot of experience with Battleship, or do you want one person with a lot of experience in Battleship and one person that has a lot of experience in just game strategy overall? And so, yeah, they were like, do it. I'm like, okay. So I went.
It seems like you were perfect for it.
Theoretically, yeah, but I made some mistakes. Like, who picks C3, you know?
So the game's going further and further. Like, when you know the inevitable doom is coming, what is your thought process?
I was I was at peace, strangely. I'm like, for me, going on Squid Game was never about like I'm going on there to get 4.56 million US dollars. Exchange rate's 1.45, so like that's a lot more. That was like, wow, that'd be really awesome if I got that. But let's look at the statistical chances of me getting that money is like super low. It was really just the journey of doing this. And so even though I went out in a game of mostly luck, mostly chance, I felt like I chose that because I chose to go up on the platform and have a higher risk of elimination for a specific reason. So I was quite at peace with it. Like I wanted to stay. I didn't want to go home because I was having a lot of fun, despite my resting bitch face. Or if you have to edit that bleep, in every single screenshot, every single shot of me. It was a really good time. So I was sad for the people, and any negative feelings that I had during that moment was just that their trajectory was a result of mine and Brownie's decisions, not their own.
Gotcha. Wow. That's a lot to take in, you know, that people don't understand. They just made it seem like y'all went back and forth and you know, you would have moved and you would have moved and you would have moved. No, like it might have to be, you know, as much fun as it was stressful because they had us rating every single peg we put in, like 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like us two being up on that stage, especially. And it was just like, I could imagine for you, you know, you being at peace, I probably wouldn't have. You are a way better person than me because I would have been so upset. Like it's stupid battleships.
Yeah. It's definitely like extreme feelings on a lot of ends. But I just tried to be super intentional with it. Like even when they said, okay, captains and lieutenants now choose which boat each player's going in, place the people. I was like, I'm not placing you guys. Like, I'm already in the position where I am responsible for your outcome. I'm not going to double down on that. Like, I went up here to be responsible for my outcome, but like, you guys pick where you want to go. Um, and pick the spots for the ships. In hindsight, ironically, Brownie and I had the same idea, but we didn't voice it when we were up there. It was just like second guessing your intuition, I guess. But I wanted to leave the boats exactly where they were. Like, because
Okay.
they were all in the corner, right? They were all lined up in this little block. And I'm like, we should just leave them there. Like, I think nobody's going to do that. And it's just not, it's so predictable that it's not predictable.
Mm.
And after we got eliminated, I'm like, yeah, so I wanted to do this. She's like, shut up. I wanted to do that too.
But like basically hiding in plain sight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
think that
tough.
would have been the move.
That's
Because then
tough.
they would have like they would have got one and then kept going and got
Yeah.
out and then tried somewhere else. So you like
Yeah.
you guarantee you would have lost one boat, but then they'd probably be searching the rest of the grid to find the other boats. So I should have done that for sure. That's a regret that I had, but I can live with it. It's okay.
That would have been a solid. I didn't even think of that, to be honest. That would have been a solid strategy.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think like a lesson to take from that is when you have an idea, don't don't second guess yourself. I mean, it's good to critically think and assess like, is this a good idea or is this not? But in the moment of, okay, guys, you have X amount of minutes to choose where your boats are going to go and who's going to go in them. And when we think back to episode 2 in Dalgona, when it's like you have 1 minute, I can't remember the time frame, to choose which shape your team has. And then you saw time and time and time and time again where people didn't choose in time and then they got eliminated. I was like, if we don't choose, we're going to get eliminated right now. So let's not risk it. Put your boat somewhere. And that's why I didn't feel like I had the time to assess and talk with Brownie, like whispering, is this a good idea to leave these here? Like, is there merit in this craziness?
yes.
So I mean, if I were to do a reality show again, I think I would act more on like those crazy thoughts that come into my head.
I mean, shit, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why not? Because, the worst thing that's gonna happen, you get eliminated, right? Right? I guess.
But it's like it's hindsight's always 2020. Like it's easy to think back and be like, oh, I should have done this. I should have just done what I thought I wanted, etc. But when you're in the moment and you've been in this crazy white room with like those bright lights for hours and you've been inside of the dorms for what, a week at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like at least 7 days at that point.
Yeah.
Um, and that's what they're doing is they're trying to get everybody a little bit in unstable with their thought processes, I think.
And like shell shocked almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that white room definitely really messed us up.
Yeah. Which group were you in?
I was in the third group.
Okay. Oh, so you were in there for like quite a while too.
Yeah, we was right before y'all.
Yeah.
And like when we went back in the dorms, when we did win, it was packed. So there was a lot of people and I'm looking up like, damn, where's everybody at? Like, shit, where's everybody
Oh,
at?
see. Wait, you after battleships, you went back into the dorms or you went back into
Yeah.
the white room?
The
The dorms.
Yeah,
Okay.
the dorms. And
Yeah.
it was like the amount of people gone was
Yeah.
just insane. They eliminated, I
Yeah.
think, 60 people with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wiped out a
Like
lot.
a lot.
I feel like from that point onward, the dynamics must have shifted a lot.
It really did, though. It really did. Like people started talking more and started
Mm.
trying to gain relationships.
Yeah.
And that's what caused the conflict with the, you like the when we voted the people out, we had to vote 3 people out.
Mhm.
That's what created that conflict because, oh, now you want to talk to us? Like
Right.
it's
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
And so like, okay, what is one thing you took away from Squid Game, the challenge, like you as a person?
It's really
And what? How did after the show came out when people started recognizing you? How was that also?
right. That's really hard to pick one thing because I just feel like there was just so much to unpack from that whole process. But if I were to say my biggest takeaway, risk it for the biscuit.
Well, biscuit. Shit,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, because like there's so many takeaways, but at the end of the day, like I think the common theme is risk. I risked it for the biscuit to do the show. I should have risked it for the biscuit with the boats. Like,
Yeah,
but then again, don't always risk it because then you would be a part of that mass elimination in red light, green light. So,
that's a fact. Wow.
with
Risk it
with
for the
care.
biscuit.
Dot
So
risk it for the biscuit. Dot sometimes.
yeah, I like that. So like
Yeah.
when the show came out, people recognized you obviously because you did get some screen time, not as much screen time as you should have, but you got some. How was that like?
I feel like most people who recognized me, it was from social media, because I
Mm,
was one of very few Canadians on the show.
okay.
Uh, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry, guys, if I'm wrong. I think maybe 3 or 4 of us got past red light, green light. So it
Wow.
was really like slim pickings for Canadians. So
Hmm.
when I was making content on TikTok, it got a lot of traction.
Hmm.
And so I would walk into like the local coffee shop and they'd be like, "Are you the Surrey Squid Game girl?" Surrey is the city that I'm from, and like Surrey's
Sorry.
notoriously got a certain reputation. So I was like the Surrey Squid Game girl.
Wait, what's the
And
reputation?
what?
What's the reputation?
Uh it growing up, it's better now, kind of,
Okay.
but growing up it was more of like the bad area of Canada.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I have no
And
idea about it.
but yeah, so the Surrey Squid Game girl, it was fun. It was fun and funny because sometimes you would see people like giving you this look, and you're like, people don't normally look at me like this. I feel like they know, but they're not saying it. And then I'd have people later be like, "You were on this, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, why didn't you just say something earlier?" They're like, "I don't know, like we were scared." Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. Like
I
I'm super, super
get
normal
that.
and approachable, despite the
Yeah.
RBF,
You were focused. That's why. You were
Yeah.
focused. But
Locked in for sure.
so in rapping, um biscuit for the biscuit.
Dot sometimes, yes.
Sometimes.
Mhm.
And just everything's going well. I'm assuming everything's going well with you. So where can people reach out to you on any social media?
Uh, I would say I use TikTok and Instagram the most. It's just
Hmm.
my first and last name, DARYLLEJOHNSON.
Okay, okay. And I will put that individually. But D, thank you for your time. I appreciate you. It was such a pleasure to know you, to get to know you in the dorms. The little time, the week we had, and I feel like, and what is it, Tiger Banana Pancake? Still,
Yeah.
we still play that in our household.
I, oh, sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, you go.
No, just my ADHD intrinsic thoughts were getting the best of me. Like I was listening to you, but then I was like, oh, maybe there will be another moment where we're on another reality TV show together and it's like the tallest one and the shortest one, Like a race across the world type of thing, And like I'll do all the low stuff and you can do all the high stuff. This
You
journey is
see?
not over.
And I'm a Libra. That's balance right there. I need that balance.
Yeah. Sorry, I totally cut you off.
No. Hey, check out her socials. Amazing game. I don't care what anybody say. Tiger Banana Pancake. If you have a family conflict, play it. Play it. It'll resolve it. Trust me, we're like family. Anytime we have an argument amongst each other, we still play it.
Can't fight when you're laughing, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. But D, thank you for your time. And everybody, that's the Hear Me Out podcast for this week. Everybody, peace out.
That was fun.
That was so funny.